Just don't try to win it all by yourself tonight.
Just wait until they see what I can do.
Every team dreams of having a star. Someone who can score the winning touchdown, make the amazing catch, hear the crowd cheer their name. But the strongest teams aren't built around one player. They're built around players who learn to trust each other. And sometimes, the most important play is the one nobody notices. Inside Pine Grove Middle School walked 7th grader Tyrus Jones. Football was his favorite sport. Every afternoon, he stayed late practicing routes, catching passes, and running drills. His dream? To help the Pine Grove Eagles win the biggest game of the season. Coach Reynolds often smiled when he watched Tyrus practice. Because Tyrus wasn't just talented, he worked hard. But lately, something has started changing. The more compliments Tyrus received, the more he began believing the team needed him more than he needed them. Without realizing it, confidence slowly began turning into pride. Tyrus walked confidently through the hallway carrying his backpack. Several classmates smiled and waved after last week's football victory.
Great job out there, Tyrus.
Naomi gives Tyrus a thumbs up.
Hey, Tyrus, congrats on the game. You were awesome out there.
Madison congratulates him on the previous game before walking away with friends. Tyrus smiles politely, but begins enjoying the attention. That afternoon, the Pine Grove Eagles hurried onto the football field. Coach Reynolds blew his whistle.
All right, Eagles. Let's work together today.
The players stretched, laughed, and encouraged one another. Everyone, except Tyrus. He couldn't stop thinking about making the biggest play, the highlight play, the one everyone would remember. Tyrus's best friend Ethan jogged over, carrying a football.
You ready?
Tyrus grinned.
I'm scoring 2 touchdowns this week.
Ethan laughed.
That'd be awesome.
Tyrus shrugged.
If I get open, we'll be fine.
Ethan looked unsure.
But you know, we all have to do our jobs first.
Football wasn't about one player. It never had been. Coach Reynolds gathered everyone into a circle. He held up a football.
Who wins games?
Several players shouted. The quarterback, the receiver, the running back. Coach smiled.
No, the team.
He pointed toward the offensive line.
Nobody cheers for the players blocking.
He pointed toward the defenders.
Most people forget who made the tackle before the interception.
Then he looked directly at Tyrus.
But every player matters. If one player only plays for himself, the whole team suffers.
Tyrus nodded, but deep inside, he wasn't really listening. The next afternoon, the Eagles would face their toughest opponent yet, the undefeated Cedar Valley Falcons. Tyrus couldn't wait. He was certain tomorrow, everyone would remember his name. He had no idea the biggest lesson of the season was only one game away. The final bell was only a few hours away. By tonight, the Pine Grove Eagles would face their biggest rival. The cafeteria buzzed with excitement. Everyone seemed to be talking about tonight's game. Tyrus carried his lunch tray toward his usual table. Dakota, Ethan, Emma, and Naomi were already waiting.
Tonight's gonna be awesome.
Dakota smiled.
If everybody does their job, we've got this.
Ethan nodded. Tyrus barely looked up.
As long as they get me the ball, sure.
Emma tilted her head.
Didn't Coach Reynolds just say every player matters?
Tyrus shrugged.
But nobody remembers the blockers. People remember touchdowns.
Tyrus leans back casually, with one shoulder raised, looking unconcerned. His confidence borders on arrogance. Though he doesn't realize it, Ethan leaned forward.
I play defense. Nobody cheers when we stop a drive. But if we don't, there isn't a game to win.
The bell rang. Everyone stood. As they started walking toward class, Ethan smiled and quietly said,
Just don't try to win it all by yourself tonight.
Tyrus smiled politely.
Don't worry.
But after everyone walked away, he looked down at the football in his hands. Inside, he thought to himself,
Just wait until they see what I can do.
Friday finally arrived. The Pine Grove Eagles football field buzzed with excitement. Parents filled the bleachers. Students waved blue and gold pom-poms. The school band warmed up. Banners fluttered in the breeze. Tonight wasn't just another game. It was the game of the season. Coach Reynolds gathered his players one last time.
Remember, Eagles, you play hard, play fair, and never forget. You win together and you lose together.
The team broke the huddle with one loud shout. Eagles! The opening kickoff sailed through the air. The Eagles came out strong. Tyrus caught an early pass and raced down the sideline. The crowd erupted. Go, Tyrus! He smiled as teammates celebrated. Every play seemed to go his way. By halftime, he had already caught 2 impressive passes. As everyone headed toward the locker room, classmates pointed excitedly from the stands. Tyrus is amazing. He might be the best player in school. The compliments filled his ears, and little by little, he started forgetting something important. Football isn't won by one player. Inside the locker room, Coach Reynolds spoke quietly.
I'm proud of every one of you, but don't chase highlights. Chase teamwork.
He drew a simple play on the whiteboard.
This play only works if everyone does their job.
The quarterback, the blockers, the receivers, every position mattered. Coach looked around the room.
The crowd usually notices who scores, but God notices every teammate who serves with humility.
The room grew quiet. Tyrus nodded, but deep down, he was already imagining catching the winning touchdown. The second half started. The Falcons adjusted their defense. Every time the quarterback looked toward Tyrus, 2 defenders followed him, then 3. Suddenly, nothing came easy. Meanwhile, Ethan quietly kept making key blocks. The offensive line protected every play. Another receiver slipped open again and again. Coach noticed, but Tyrus didn't. He kept signaling for the ball, again and again and again. Only 4 minutes remained. The Eagles trailed. Coach called a timeout.
This next play is designed for Mason. Mason will be open because the defense expects the ball to go to Tyrus.
Everyone nodded. The whistle blew, the play began, and Tyrus sprinted down the field. Then, instead of running the route Coach had called, he changed direction. He wanted the football. The quarterback hesitated, the timing fell apart, the pass sailed too high, incomplete. The Falcons took over. Coach lowered his head, not in anger, but in disappointment. As the defense took the field, Coach Reynolds gently walked beside Tyrus.
Tyrus, you wanted to make the big play.
Tyrus stared at the grass.
But sometimes, the biggest play is trusting your teammates.
Coach placed a hand on his shoulder. Tyrus noticed Ethan helping players up after the tackle. No one cheered. No one applauded. But it was exactly what a teammate should do. For the first time that night, Tyrus realized something. Maybe the game wasn't really about him after all. Tyrus took a deep breath. Coach Reynolds was right. Winning wasn't about proving he was the best player. It was about helping his team be their best together. Tyrus gathered his teammates before the next drive.
I owe you guys an apology.
He said.
I stopped thinking about the team and started thinking about myself. I want to do this the right way.
Ethan smiled.
We've got your back.
One by one, the other players nodded. They broke the huddle together. Not as a group of individuals, but as a team. Only 2 minutes remained. The Eagles needed to take over that scoreboard. The quarterback called the first play. This time, Tyrus ran his route exactly as Coach had designed it. 2 Falcons defenders chased him, just like Coach expected. That left Mason wide open across the middle. The quarterback threw. Mason caught the pass. The Eagles surged down the field. The crowd exploded with cheers. Tyrus wasn't holding the football, but he couldn't stop smiling. His route had helped create the play. The Eagles lined up inside the 10-yard line. Coach signaled one final play. The ball was snapped. Tyrus sprinted toward the corner of the end zone. Again, 2 defenders followed him, exactly as planned. On the opposite side, Ethan slipped unnoticed into the end zone. The quarterback fired the pass. Touchdown. The Eagles won. The crowd erupted. Players raced onto the field. Everyone surrounded Ethan. Tyrus was one of the first to congratulate him.
You earned that.
Ethan laughed.
We all did.
After the celebration, Coach Reynolds gathered the team.
I want to show you something.
He replayed the final touchdown on a tablet. The players watched carefully. Coach paused the video before Ethan caught the football.
Who scored?
Ethan, everyone answered.
Look again.
Coach smiled. He pointed to Tyrus, running exactly where he was supposed to, drawing 2 defenders away. Coach continued.
The winning touchdown happened because Tyrus chose to trust the plan instead of chasing the spotlight.
Then he looked around the circle.
This is the play no one saw.
The team applauded. Not because Tyrus had scored, but because he had grown. The next morning, Pine Grove buzzed with excitement. Students congratulated Ethan on the winning touchdown. Emma smiled as Tyrus walked through the hallway.
I love seeing how your whole team worked together.
Naomi added.
Great game!
Madison grinned.
That last play was awesome!
Tyrus smiled back.
It only worked because everyone did their part.
For the first time, he meant it.
Sometimes the world celebrates the person who scored the touchdown, but God also sees the teammate who blocked, the friend who encourages, the player who stays faithful when else notices. The strongest teams are built on trust, the strongest friendships are built on love, and the strongest hearts are built by following God's way. Remember the words of Ecclesiastes 49 through 10. 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls, one can help the other up. So the next time you have a chance to help someone succeed, take it, because sometimes the greatest victory comes from a play no one else sees.